Hey, Mike with Mike's Bags, and today I am reviewing the Aftermath by Reynolds Bags. When I heard Reynolds was coming out with a new carpet bag, I was pretty excited because to me, I think of Reynolds, I think of carpet bags. That Pro Advantage is one of the most underrated bags on the market. It's just a phenomenal carpet bag. I still recommend it a ton. I've even overlooked it because I actually haven't done a review of it myself. I need to probably get my set and do a review. But for carpet bags, it's kind of standard. I always compare other carpet bags to that Pro Advantage. Wonderful bag. So when Reynolds was coming out with a new carpet bag, I'm like, I got to get a set. So I grabbed these Aftermaths. Let's go ahead and jump into this review here. And we'll start with the fast side because this is a familiar material. This is that Pro Advantage fast side. 7-speed, it's fast but controllable, slides at the board. Push, it was good for pushing, very hole friendly. The only knock on it would be sticky, damp, humid boards. It slows down. It's still playable. Slows from that 7 probably down to more like a 4 or 5. Still moves, it's still fine. But it's a wonderful material. I love it, very soft. Great fast side material. Slow down on this. This is a new carpet to Reynolds, but it's not a new carpet material. This is the same slow side you find on the Black Sheep OG2, the Contraband Combat. There are a few other carpet bags out there that use it as well. It's a very sticky material. I call it a 4-speed, but it's a slow 4, maybe even down to a 3.5. It's one of the slower materials that I will play with. I mean, you can get, a slower material like that slide right slow side lineup, but that's really unplayable. This is probably the slowest, stickiest material you're going to get that's still somewhat playable. But again, 4-speed, but it's a slow 4. It's slower than that Pro Advantage Viking 4-speed carpet. So, if you want to think 3.5 speed, 3.5 to 4, some of that range for the slow side here. Again, fast side 7. Template on this. This is to me, I think this is about the same template as you get on the Pro Advantage, kind of that medium template, but it's a fuller, puffier bag, so it feels and plays like a smaller template. And I think because, typically when bags kind of hit the board and flatten out, they spread out, and this bag just, it's so full, it doesn't spread out. Like you can, I mean, there's not a lot of flop in this bag, right? It's not a very floppy bag whatsoever. You can, it's full. It's a full puffy bag. Brand new, these bags were very small. As they finally broke in, they've really stretched out, but it still plays like a small bag. It really reminds me of the older BG Vikings. If you remember those older BG Vikings, they were just puffy, like almost like a big puff ball. That's kind of what I felt like throwing this bag. Different materials on the slow side, but it has that general feel to it. It has the Reynolds bead fill that Pro Advantage fill is used to, so it's a bead fill in here, very balancing, very active, I feel it has a lot of movement to it. Playability wise on this bag, this is a bag that is this is a bag designed for playing a dirty style game. This is not a bag you really want to run bags in the hole with very often because that's just not what it does. It's designed to put blockers out there, it's designed to control a game, it's designed to play a dirty style game, it's designed to create havoc on the boards, it's designed to score you points on the defensive side, right? Like you're going to outscore your opponent. You're not necessarily going to put up 4 baggers around and get 12 points. Your PPR is going to drop, but your DPR is going to increase with a bag like this. That's kind of the idea of it. I will say, this is not a bag for beginners. This is not a bag for people. This is really a specialized bag. And the reason I say this is because this slow side material penalizes you. If you're not accurate and you're not consistent, it's going to penalize you. If you don't throw a perfectly flat bag every time, it is going to kick on you. It is hard to control. If you're not flat, you don't have enough rotation, it's going to penalize you. You can see here some of these throws. Sometimes I'll get lazy on my throw and not fully rotate, and the bag will come out a little more of the left side down, and it'll hit and kick to the right. Sometimes I overcompensate and it comes right side down and it kicks to the left. I feel like I have a fairly flat bag, but I was finding myself getting frustrated with this bag because if I wasn't dead on perfectly flat, it was penalizing me. The other thing, this bag, it's not very forgiving. Like there's no flop to it, right? So if you miss the hole left or right, it's not going to slide up there, drop a corner in the hole, spin around and come back in. It's just going to skip right over the hole. It'll probably stay on the board, and especially slow side, it'll definitely stay on the board. Fast side probably will too. It's not going to fly off the back, but it's just going to skip by. It's not grabbing the hole and spinning around. And if it's sitting on the edge of the hole, if it's not, a good ways in the hole, it's just on the edge, you're not collecting it. Like you're not going to get it in. It's not hole friendly, especially if it's on the slow side. The stuff is so sticky. This stuff will hang and just not drip in. So it's a bag that you're going to lose points because you're going to leave bags around the hole that would normally go in with a different style bag. But where this bag's going to shine, like I said, is on the DPR side because you can control this material. I can put a blocker anywhere on the board I want. If I have that accuracy and I have that flat bag, I can stop this bag right where I want. And in my mind, if I'm throwing a bag like this, I'm putting this blocker on my opponent's side, right where they want to land, right in their lane. I'm putting it there, first bag, especially if I can first bag in the round, I'm putting it there. I'm going to make them deal with it. If they're 4 bags, and I'm going to throw my 3 bags in, I'm leaving. I'm not even trying to collect. I'm going to leave it sitting right there, put my 10 points in, and hopefully they're going to score, 4, 5, or 6 points, and I'm going to walk away around on the positive side. The other thing this bag's good for is for shaping shots. Like, you can cut this material. So when I talk about how bad it kicks with a slight lean over there, you can cut this bag. If you have that control and you can intentionally put that angle in the bag, you can cut this bag on a dime. I mean, it'll make almost 90-degree turns when you're trying to cut with it. This bag will roll, it'll flop. You can do all kinds of shot shaping with the bag. And that's why I think this is a specialty bag, and the fact that you can do all these crazy shot shaping things and you control the bag. But you sacrifice. You're giving up that whole friendliness. You're giving up that forgiveness. So whenever you gain something in a bag, you're usually giving something away, right? It's kind of a zero-sum thing. There's no perfect bag out there. There's no bag that can do the control and the shot shape this bag can do and still keep the forgiveness, the whole friendliness. You've got to find a balance in between where it's right for you. This is on that extreme end of a total control, but very little forgiveness and very little whole friendliness. The playability side of it is not a positive, right? And that's where I think players are really, it's not a bag every player's going to like. 99% of you, 99.9% of you are going to hate this bag because of the kick on it, because of the balance on it, because of the movement, because of how hard it is how unwhole friendly it is. There's just a lot of things not to like about the bag. But if you like playing that dirty style game, or I would say the other thing is if you have fast boards, like blazing fast boards, this 3.5, 7-speed bag becomes more like maybe a 5.8, 5.9, something like that, and then it becomes more playable if the boards are just crazy fast. I think you can do something with that. Now, when I throw bags, I always think in my mind, when would I use this bag? Is there a situation this is the perfect bag for me to use? And honestly, I struggle with that with this Aftermath. And for that reason, I have a hard time recommending that too, because every time I think of a situation I want to use this bag, I feel like I'd rather have that Contraband Combat. I did a review. I brought one up here. I did a review on this bag. I love this bag. This is also a specialty bag. But the difference in these two bags, as you can see, this Combat has some flop to it, right? This Aftermath does not. There's a difference there. And this little bit of flop difference, this little bit of looseness in this bag makes a world difference. It doesn't quite kick as much. It has a little bit of that whole friendliness where it will grab a little bit on you. A little easier to collect. It's also, I don't know, I think these bags are probably about the same template size. I don't know if I can show this to you, but because the Combat is a little thinner bag, it actually sets a little bit larger. And we're talking maybe a 1/16 of an inch difference. It's not a ton, but it's just a little bit extra difference. And that really does make a difference as far as, collectability, right? If I throw a blocker up there with this bag, it's really tough because if I put it on my opponent's side, I've got to come further over. Even though it's a full bag, I would say you normally clip the corner of a bag to take it in. Because this material is so sticky, if you just go to the corner, you're just going to kick your bag off. You've got to come down the middle to hit this bag perfectly. If you don't hit this bag perfectly in the middle, anywhere on the side, because you've got a faster material here, you're going to end up kicking off, flipping over, doing something. It's really a hard bag to collect if you're not perfect on it. When you get a little bit more of a little bit larger template bag, a little bit bag set a little larger than the board, it's a little easier to come down the middle and collect that, whereas a smaller target's harder to hit. And again, we're talking a 1/16 of an inch, but it does make a difference. And just the hand feel, right? This is such a full bag. It's just a big, fat bag. I feel like sometimes I'm trying to grab a squishy ball or a balloon or something to grip it. It just feels weird in my hand, where this one, there's a little bit of looseness that when I grab, I feel like I can actually compress it down a little bit. So anyway, every time I thought of throwing the Aftermath, that Combat came to mind. I thought, you know what? It's basically the same bag except a little faster, fast side. But every time I thought this bag is perfect, I'd rather have that. Now, the difference in those bags is price, and we're going to hear in availability. Reynolds has a website, ReynoldsBags.com. Reynolds is awesome. Their bags are almost always in stock. They have just a ton of colorway options. They have some different designs. They don't have a lot of design choices, but they do custom bags. They're very quick. Like, they can do a custom bag in a few days and get it out to you. If you order a stock bag, you're getting it in like 2 or 3 days. That's only at Reynolds. They can get bags to you and get them to you very quickly. And their bags are reasonably priced. The set of these was $65. It's a standard set, standard color, $65. Plus it was like $11, $12 shipping. So, $76, $77 shipped to me. Got them in a few days. Awesome. The Combats are like $100 plus things like $10 of shipping. So, you're saving, $30, $35 going these over the Combat. Although I will say, I'd rather pay this $35, and I just think that bag is just that much more better. So if you're on the Aftermath, you like it, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you like about it. Maybe I'm missing something here, but for most of you, I'm going to say it's a no-go. Like I just can't recommend this bag because I just think everything it does, the combat does, and then the combat does, I feel just some of these just a slightly better. And for that reason, I just think I'd rather have the combat over the aftermath. So let me know if you think I'm wrong. Let me know. If you think I'm right, let me know. I love hearing your feedback. I love hearing your opinions, whether you agree with me or not. I want to hear them all. I thank you guys so much for support, and I thank you for watching.